Well, it looks like the evil bitch that started Gamergate 2, Kim Belair, the CEO of Sweet Baby Inc., is now playing the victim. She is claiming that she is fighting against the far right, the alt-right bigots that are trying to ruin gaming. All this BS that you hear these people say, whether it be people who work in the industry or people who gaslight people who call all this nonsense out. And we have an article from Bounty in the Comics. And the headline reads, Sweet Baby Inc. CEO defends company's work, says critics are part of the greater movement towards a lot of very far-right thinking. Yes, everyone who critiques anything is far-right. Not that being far-right is inherently a bad thing, but that's just an easy, retarded way to dismiss any criticism. This company has been ruining games left and right. Every single game they've been a part of, minus the biggest of the biggest AAA games like Spider-Man and God of War Ragnarok, they have failed. All this company does is literally go around to different companies in the gaming industry. They turn characters black, like race swap characters like Saga Anderson and Alan Wake 2. They make the women ugly and look like men, make them bitchy and annoying, and they add a bunch of gay shit, makes characters gay, put these nasty pride flags everywhere in the game, like in Spider-Man 2. That's all they do is push progressivism and the evil ideologies that go along with that. But let's continue reading the article. According to Sweet Baby Inc. CEO Kim Belair, most if not all of the criticism levied towards her company's DEI-based consultancy work is based not on any concern for the quality of video games, but rather fear of being left behind by an ever more diverse industry. Belair, under whose leadership Sweet Baby Inc. has provided services to such titles as Marvel Spider-Man 2, Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League, offer her take on the current discourse, gripping the wider video game community in recent speaking appearance at the 2024 Black Girl Gamers Online Summit. Oh, that company. That's another consultancy firm. They ruined, I won't say they ruined specifically Forspoken because nobody really cared about that much, but they didn't help. That was a new IP, and coming out the gate swinging with a terrible, ugly character, that was just an obnoxious black girl stereotype. In some ways, she wasn't like angry, bitchy, she was just corny and annoying, and she was literally a criminal that was obsessed with Jordans and cats. So yeah, and that game failed. So oh well, they had massive losses with Forspoken in the Avengers game, but I'm just going off on a tangent. I'll just continue reading the article. Taking the virtual stage along with the Verge staff writer Ash Parrish and Black Girl Gamer CEO J. Ann Lopez for the summit breaking down the Gamergate panel. Belair was asked upon her introduction to provide a brief recap of her experience with online critics of Sweet Baby Inc.'s work. To which she began, I would say I think of us almost in as like, what? I would say I think of us almost in as like patient zero of this wave of Gamergate. When I think of where it started, it was the week that we had announced that we were working on both Alan Wake 2 and Spider-Man 2, which are two, I think, popular games among the gaming community and players in general, explained Belair. Immediately, the targeting began with this kind of like, we found this secret, sinister website from Sweet Baby Inc. Meanwhile, we're working on Twitter like, I'm so excited to let people know we worked on these two really great games. Well, to correct this idiot, Gamergate started really when one of your employees incited a harassment campaign on a Steam curated group called Sweet Baby Inc. Detected. That's when it actually started. That's when people really was paying attention to you. There was like a little bit here and there before that, but that's where it really ramped up. So you can blame your employee for that. This didn't just start out of nowhere. Y'all picked the fight first. You should have never even made this company in the first place. You have no talent. All you do is make everything black, gay, and ugly. But let's continue reading. The assumption was essentially made that our work on that has not been story or narrative or character related. It has been to make a black character exist. Oh my god, here this idiot go. You didn't make a black character exist. Nobody ever complained about black people existing in video games. This is what these people do. They try to deflect actual criticism by just saying, oh, we hate black people who exist in entertainment. It's both these people who actually work at these companies and the shells and the gaslighters and the queers on the internet. They're saying that we hate black people in video games or entertainment whenever we call anything out. You didn't make a black character. You changed one from white to black. Saga Anderson was white in the first game. And then you just turned to black. But now you're saying that, oh, we hate that black characters exist. Or we just made a black character exist. Shut the fuck up. You didn't make anything. All you do is ruin everything and change everything. But let's continue reading. And I think to put pride flags in Spider-Man 2, and that was kind of like the assumption that we have wokeified video games, she added. Because that's what that is. That is propaganda to put pride flags in a video game or anything. That shit is evil. Homosexuality, transgenderism, that shit's evil. It's a mental illness. It's degeneracy. It shouldn't be allowed. It's degeneracy. It shouldn't be glorified. It shouldn't be showcased. It shouldn't be put on a large display. It's evil. It makes society more indecent. Whatever, let's just continue. She added, as a company, we worked on over 80 games together, so there's plenty of fodder for people to start going. Oh, this is the reason that all these games are now woke. That they have people of color and queer people of any marginalized identities at all. Like I said, nobody ever made that argument. Whatever, I'll continue to get through this. Or even sometimes they perceive, oh, this woman's design is not as it used to be, and I think it used to be hotter. So there's a lot of stuff that's been on us. Both things that we did work on, things that we did, and we kind of just became shorthand for the wokeification of gaming, because that's exactly what you are. You're doing what you say you're doing. Again, nobody wants these nasty homosexuals in a fucking video game. These disgusting animals. That's nasty. Nobody wants that in anything. Nobody wants to see that shit. Nobody was complaining about black people before. Why are you just pretending like all of a sudden there hasn't been black people in gaming and now you're trying to make it seem like people are mad simply because of that? You're changing characters. You race swap Sokka Anderson, like I said before. You race swap Deadshot and Suicide Squad killed the Justice League. And you are making women ugly as well. Harley Quinn is ugly compared to what she looked like in Arkham Knight. And because you worked on so many games, you said over 80. So of course people are going to point to you the most because you did the most damage versus the smaller consultancy firm. But let's continue reading. As the conversation continued on, Belair was later pressed by Lopez if she could detail to viewers as to what is this idea of wokifying gaming. I think it's part of the greater movement right towards a lot. Jeez, fucking way this idiot talks. I think it's part of the greater movement right towards a lot of very far right thinking and a lot of very regressive material that's kind of just being pushed across a lot of different industries. At least a lot of audience and industries are currently kind of talking about that, and obviously the political landscape has led to a lot of this, replied the Sweet Baby Inc. CEO. But I think for a lot of people it really comes down to they see a change that they themselves did not expect. They see a change that they can't fathom, that their beloved companies or their beloved teams would ever make themselves. And so they kind of assume that anyone who comes in the way or looks like myself, oh my god, or any members of my team are interlopers. Like only our job can be tied to our identity. Of course, the bitch said, because it's people that look like us. That's, oh my god, no actual criticism, no actual critique of what's being said, no actual rebuttal or anything. Just, oh, they just hate people that look like me. Anyone who looks like me has to deal with this. That's all it comes down to. They're just attacking people who look like me. Oh my fucking god, shut the fuck up. So pathetic, so beyond pathetic at this point. That's all you do. That's all these fucking activists do, just play the fucking victim. They find some way to get out of it. They either use their race, they use their womanhood, they use their disgusting queer homosexuality just to get out of any situation at all. If you could just boil everything down to racism and some sort of hate, they can deflect, but all they do is just stoke the fire. All they do is get more people pissed off and cause more people to be against you. But this idiot doesn't realize that. I can't be surprised at all. And I had enough of this article. She just kept talking and talking. I don't want this video to go along forever. What can I even say? This problem is not going away anytime soon because they don't have to address any criticism. They could just deflect and use their identity. We see this time and time again across every form of entertainment. Comics, movies, TV, video games, you name it. These companies work with diverse people, hire diverse people, and when the project fails, it can't be because it's ugly or it's boring or the gameplay is trash or the writing is trash or the character is ugly and obnoxious, has no personality, their identity is basically all they talk about. A whole bunch of myriad of different things that could be the reason why a project sucks. No, we're just all racist. We just all hate looking at black people in entertainment. No, you just hate seeing black people work at the company. It's the same shit over and 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 over again. That's why I'm just like cynical. I don't give a fuck about any form of entertainment, any company. I'm over it. Let all these companies just burn down. You don't want to listen to your fans? You shouldn't exist. That's exactly what's going to happen to a lot of companies. And don't expect it to get any better because they have no desire to make it better. They think that they are in the right and we are in the wrong. And they're going to keep saying that. So don't get your hopes up for any of these companies to change anytime soon. And that's all I got to say. Kim Belair, nobody likes you. You're a bane. You're a disease on gaming. Go fuck yourself.